got this down as AJ Tracey joining us.
AJ.
Is that AJ?
Yeah, well, go on, bro.
Yes, that is AJ. I'm looking at it thinking, wow, how are we, brother?
My guy, you good?
I'm very good. You was at the game. Unfortunately, Spurs and the whole train thing, then it clashed with my Sunday. So my son went to the game today with my father-in-law and Will from Beyond Chicago. Shout out to them there in the car. What did you make of the game, AJ?
You know what I thought, bro? I thought, obviously, I'm a big fan of Ange, big fan of this football. You know what I'm saying? It's something to look forward to. Every time I make the journey up to see them, I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited. I think we started the game off really well. And then after we conceded, I saw a couple of heads down and I felt like, don't tell me I made the journey for this kind of football again.
Yeah.
But you know what? My little brother tapped me and said, come on, we're second half Spurs, bro. We're going to come out firing. And we did. And that's cool. But I'll be honest, we need to be firing from the start and maintain some sort of consistency. I do feel like, I love Ange, by the way. I would never, ever slate Ange. I think he's doing a really good job. I do think, though, the attacking football I love, but we've got to be a little bit, defensive-minded when we need to see out a game. And I feel like the firing thing is, it's beautiful to watch, but I don't know if we can always get a result from it. Like having Van de Ven to rely on to make those runs back all the time. When his hamstring's gone, who are we relying on? You know what I'm saying? Romero can't make those kind of runs.
And you know what as well, AJ?
Being that sustainable, yeah.
Today, Elanga, he really got the better of Adogi, and Adogi's been brilliant for us this season. He's been a revelation, but he looked tired. He didn't track his run for that goal that he put to Woods, and perhaps this style that Ange does play does take a physical toll on the team.
It does. I mean, look, obviously, the boys have certain instructions that they've got, certain automations they've got to carry out, and I'm not in the dressing room, so I don't know what those tactics are, but sometimes when I see like Son get the ball from a central position and not shoot, obviously question marks go over my head, because I would say, obviously bias aside, Son's one of the best finishers in the league. So he's got to be having a crack sometimes, you know what I'm saying? So when he's laying it off to Van de Ven and Van de Ven's rocketing it into the top bins, that's great. I love to see it, but if Son shot that, I'm pretty sure it would have went in the same.
Do you know what, AJ? Let me bring in Alan Pardew on this one, because you're absolutely right. Because I'm seeing it as well, Maddison doesn't really get a chance to shoot, and I know what Maddison can do because he's done it against Spurs for Leicester time and time again. Do you think the fact that these teams are setting up with that sort of two banks of four and the low block is why it's so difficult for the likes of Son or Maddison to get a shot off? What AJ's saying?
Yeah, I think when you look at Spurs, you obviously got to restrict those two. You got to restrict his creativity, Maddison, and obviously Son in behind, and those chances which he takes. If he goes anywhere down the side of you, he's trying to try and get a shot off. So they're showing him in the middle of the pitch, showing him inside, not letting him get a shot off. But as I say, I think AJ's right. I think there's Son could have had there's a few chances today. He could have got shots off.
Absolutely. AJ, in terms of the top four race now, we've got some big games coming up, of course, against the likes of Liverpool, Manchester City, and of course the league leaders at the moment, Arsenal. Do you think?
I can't wait for that.
Imagine that there. Could we disrupt the Arsenal title challenge?
Listen, as I'll say, as everyone knows, when it comes to the North London derby, it's an isolated game. It doesn't matter what form anyone's in. It matters who turns up on the day. You know what I'm saying? We've had red cards galore. We've had Rabona goals. We've had everything, yeah? So I'm looking forward to that game. What I will say is, I'm perfectly fine. I'm sorry, Spurs fans listening to me. I'm sorry if you hear this. I'm perfectly fine with us getting a point off Arsenal or doing something against Arsenal. And, I'm not saying we let Liverpool win, but, you know what I'm saying? If we're tired by that point, so be it. So be it.
Amazing. AJ, you need to come up live on the show with us sometime.
100%, mate. I'm always locked into you lot, you know what I'm saying? Keep doing what you're doing, and I'll give you a shout next time.
Yes, AJ, love. Thank you. The number one platinum selling, Mr. AJ Tracey there, of course.
Spoke wisely, actually, just until the end, when he just got a little bit emotional about the Arsenal.
No, he knows his football, AJ.
Yeah, you can tell.
We've had some good bets over the years with a couple of Arsenal friends of ours who are also promoters. Big shout out to Cheeky, Stephen C. He still actually owes AJ Tracey the wager for that bet.
Oh, I don't like people who owe.
Yeah. I'm going to say it on national radio. Message here from Leader Baggy. He said, Son for me is going backwards. From a couple of seasons ago, he's a shadow of the player he was. Now, this season, Son scored 15 goals. Is that the signs of going backwards?
Not really having that one.
No.
Right, no.
You can have an isolated couple of games.
Son's, I see some stat this week about the Asian top goal scorer by some considerable margin now, isn't he?
Yeah.
And he's such a. I love him as a footballer. I'd love to have managed him. Can you imagine managing someone like him? He looks such an easy kind of person to manage. And, you know, you have to admire, of course, the way he plays, but the way he carries himself and all those Korean fans who are buying shirts and coming to the stadium, he's a real, you know, flag bearer for his country, and he's a remarkable fellow, and good luck to him. And I hope for this season that he gets in the Champions League. It'd be nice for him.
He's a trailblazer, first ever Asian player to make the Premier League 100 club.
Yeah,
the things he's done is amazing, and he's set a foundation and a footpath for other players like him to follow in his footsteps.
The players idolise him in his country, and they'll be coming through at some stage. But you know, it's just his manner and everything about him. You know, he's just a top fella.